All right, so I want to talk real quick about managing the balance between connective and contractile tissue. This is something that's been paramount for my work over the last several years and something that I think is very significant and kind of flies under the radar a little bit. So when we say connective tissue versus contractile tissue, what we're really talking about is differentiating between connective tissues such as fascia, ligaments, tendons, even cartilage to an extent. And then on the contractile side, obviously the muscular system is going to be the predominant focus on that point. The main thing to understand here when we're talking about the differences between the two is that the tissues do not respond proportionally to training input or training stimulus. And so what I mean by that is if we have for instance, a lack of variability with our training and we just do kind of the same things over and over again, what will happen over time is there will be a greater margin of difference between the capacity of the contractile tissue and the resiliency of the connective tissue. So the number one thing that we can do to address this is simply focus on the training parameters more so than the exercise selection of the training input itself. So with our training parameters, we're thinking about the tempo of movement, the intensity, the volume, the level of complexity, and how the load or the stimulus is being applied, or the resistance type. So what we are going to do with this is we are going to maintain our compound high force loading during our primary blocks throughout the majority of the training year. And then when we get down into our auxiliary and our accessory blocks, what we will look to do is start to implement more variation along the way. And what this will do is help to counterbalance being overly muscular dominant and giving us an opportunity to treat the connective tissue proportionally to the muscle tissue.